And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of September. We're halfway through the week. Lots of news going on. Morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Well, another bright sunny day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty sunny and dry all week, which is obviously good for us cyclists. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's start with our corporate client today, Ferro Alloys, that has come out with some news. Paul, do you want to talk us through that?
Yes, announcement out from Ferro Alloys that they've started production of both ferromolybdenum and vanadium pentoxide. If people have been following this story before, they know that Ferro Alloys up to this point in time has been selling essentially precursor products to those end products. In this case, under vanadium, it was the ammonium metavanadate. And previously they had produced calcium molybdate, but now these are the follow-on products that are the commercial quantities of the materials which are typically sold into the market. So that means the company has essentially been able to complete the processing at plant level to the commercial products that they intend to sell on an ongoing basis. So they also end up with a residue at the end of this processing, which essentially is a higher grade nickel concentrate, which they have also now begun to sell as well. So now it just becomes a question of really scaling up this operation to be the low-cost producer that we think it'll be.
I mean, they've also got a uranium byproduct as well, haven't they? And obviously with the uranium price going to the roof, that ain't going to do any harm.
It'll be interesting to see whether or not after the sales values of these intermediate products that they also get from the vanadium from getting the vanadium pentoxide out, whether or not they'll actually have negative cash costs, which would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, negative cash costs vanadium would be phenomenal, but that is a possibility. However much it sounds bizarre, but yeah, so Mick Davis is clearly getting this going, and I think it's got a very exciting future. So yeah, we like that stock. Also, perhaps a previous client of VSA, which we've taken around China, where there's some very good news. Lake Resources, some news, Paul.
Yes, this follows on the back of the trading halt that they had announced there on Monday, that they said they would have an announcement like this out by Wednesday so that it could resume trading. And the announcement is that their private technology provider, Lilac Solutions, is actually earning into their Kachi lithium brine project on a formalized basis and will actually contribute $50 million in order to earn up to 25% direct interest in the Kachi lithium brine project. So that essentially firms up valuation on the Kachi brine and underlying lake resources, as Kachi is its primary project. And I think it's also setting up a valuation also for Lilac Solutions to ultimately head toward a IPO itself. So all very good news here.
It's all very good news, and we were there helping them to get them going. People should never forget that, although people do tend to forget that. It's really quite annoying. But there we go. We were the first to help. What else you got, Paul?
Have to report the first maiden iron ore resource released by Alien Metals on its Hancock iron ore project in West Australia. It's essentially pushed inferred resources here of DSO, or direct shipping ore grade, which is better than 60% iron at greater than 10 million tons here at this point. It is still open-ended, part of the reason being that the outcropping mineralization extends off their licenses that they can see. So it just becomes, can they get rights to those extended resources, as well as they can drill deeper on the existing resources here. But having DSO in West Australia is a great place to be because the iron ore prices, though they have come off, DSO gets a premium pricing in the marketplace. So there's a ready market for it.
Mm-hmm. Also, Savannah Resources had some interest today, I think, didn't they?
Savannah Resources did release its interim results here today. They showed had an oversubscribed placing back in April, which raised 10 million sterling. That offset the net loss from continuing operations of 1.4 million sterling. The story is all about the permitting process now on its Mina do Barroso lithium pegmatites in Portugal. And there's proceeding through that work and the definition of its environmental impact assessment as well in order to get that project permitted. They have a lot of a social license to operate sort of activity that they are continuing to do in order to get people on side for the mine development. And they have yet to make a formalized decision on where to go next with their Mutamba mineral sands joint venture with Rio Tinto in Mozambique.
Ooh, great stuff, isn't it? Okay. Anything else you want to mention today, Paul?
Interesting surprise here. The name that I hadn't come across before. It's a TSX explorer in Sweden by the name of Gungnir Resources. They reported out a 5.6 meter drill intercept grading 2.6% nickel on their Lapvatnet project in Sweden. That intercept pretty close to surface at less than 60 meters in depth where they made the strike. So I'll have to follow this one more closely because this kind of grade at this shallow a depth is definitely something which has some legs to it, I think.
Yeah, that could be quite an interesting nickel project, and we're always on the outlook for nickel projects, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, Paul. Let's call it a day there, and we'll speak again tomorrow.
Very good. See you then.